Hey, how's it going, guys? It's Shutdoor, or Door Should Have Come back here with episode 25 of Direwolf20's 1.19 mod pack, and today we are getting into some things here. So, you can see behind me that I've set up, actually I got a diamond barrel in here, the guy, he is crushing, he is actually working, and we need to, I don't know why he's hurting. We basically need to set up the item collector. Nope, not right there. And do iron dust allow? Right? And this should allow for iron dust to be thrown into here and then picked up. And once we get a new dust, we'll keep repeating that process. One of the things that I want to look at is actually, oh, hold on. That should be fine. Is Mekanism, right? So the reason I just did this off camera is because it'd be quick. It's not, it's just a factory dropper. We can actually set this back a little bit here. Factory dropper, and I have a redstone receiver and the transmitters over here. Of course, if we wanted to, we could set up a lever. Hence why I put this over here instead of just making, making it simpler, so we can actually toggle this whole thing off if we need to. And I'm probably going to let this actually run a lot for now, basically, just because I want to be able to kind of catch up. We need to have this on the same page is kind of what I'm thinking, right? So I should have somewhere at sophisticated, I should have an upgrade. Unless I'm just completely missing it. Yeah, right there. So I want to just basically let him run. Let's get into Mekanism, which is going to let them just do his own thing. And hopefully, let's actually quickly... I think that's as far as I need to go. F3G. I guess I need to claim these chunks as well. All right, so he's running. He'll go. Now we need to just kind of work on other things. So Mekanism. What does Mekanism require to get into? Well, really? Oh, and we're full on storage again. Dang it. I keep running into this issue, and I'm kind of tired of it. But this is why we're getting the resources. Is so that way we can get AE2 better off and all of that stuff. So quickly here, let me craft up a 16K and I'll be right back. And also quickly, I wanted to mention I added a dense energy cell on top of the actual controller, and this actually allows for you to have more max power and basically allow for more output of everything. So we're good on that front, and that is fantastic. So I'm actually going to quickly come up here and throw this in here. For some reason also, I'm not getting any real good amount of power over here, so I think AE2 is hogging a lot of power, which means it will probably make a subsystem sooner or later for power to power everything else. So that's something we need to keep in mind here. I do have something in mind for that, but we'll need to wait on that for right now. So we're going to grab a few of the lapidary dynamos. We'll go for 6 of these. Or no, yeah, 4. 4 to work. And we're going to go for pipes. And also advanced. Okay. Let's just go for 2 more of these. Recipe, 2, 2. Recipe, 2 and 2. And we could actually probably just do an interface as well. So ME interface. And we're actually going to set this down here. Probably under this whole thing. Yeah, let's just go right here. All right. I think that should be good enough. So we're going to put the cable in right here. All right, so let's actually grab a cable. So cable. And we'll just put this in through the floor. And we'll actually just do an ME interface right here. So what items do we need to get in here? That's going to be a very simple question to answer because we've got a select amount of sapphires and rubies. Sapphire and rubies are absolutely useless. They are disabled, and the origin is actually active through the dimensional mineshaft. Maybe it'll be fixed later, but we can actually put rubies, and let me go grab another sapphire because I accidentally just threw it back in the system. And we can send these into these lapidary dynamos, which will produce power, right? Let's also quickly make another elevator, just so we can go down to the power system under here. Do I think this will power all of AE2? Absolutely not. But it's going to be a buffer, basically. That's the goal of this, is going to be a buffer. Let's actually just clear out the floor level here. And I might clean this up at one point. But we should never really see this, in all honesty. So, and then we'll do all of this, just pipes. And then we can actually grab a filter. And we'll just do round robin. All right. And you can see that we're outputting. But there's augments we can actually do with dynamos as well. And increase generation rate, reduce efficiency, increase fuel efficiency, prevent RF from being lost after coil saturation. I don't 100% know what this one means. But let's get this stuff. Okay, so let's get 4 of these and then 3 of these things. Okay, so we'll need a little bit of stuff for that one, but that'll be fine. All right. So let's see here. So if we look at the auxiliary, I need to open up my AE2 terminal. So we need aluminum glass or signalum glass. So this actually is going to be using our induction smelter. So let's actually go back upstairs here. Remember we made this thing a while ago. And actually, before we do this, let's actually go grab a flux plug. Which means we'll need more flux cores, which means we'll need more Eyes of Ender, which is not a problem. There we go. And flux point, or flux plug, that should allow for us to hopefully, I'm not even sure, see how much power we get from this. So at pipes, okay, at pipes here. Boom, 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 boom. And we'll just do flux plug. I'm kind of curious, if we make another power, so add network, AE2, create, let's do public create AE2, and then if we actually go upstairs, would this be able to sustain this? I highly doubt it. Oh, well, actually, maybe? Because, like, one of them is falling. The others aren't. So let's work on getting the actual things that we were looking at a minute ago. So, dynamo. So these things right here. So we need signalum plates, which isn't that difficult to get signalum plates. We can actually just use the engineering hammer for right now. Do I actually have any signalum? That's the other question. I don't. Not really a lot. So redstone, silver, and copper. Let me get some of this stuff. Let me actually just get the like 16 things that I need, and I'll be right back. So after a little bit of waiting, I actually added 2 more here. But this actually is sustaining the AE2 system. 100% sustaining it. Like, it's now filling up the dynamos themselves. So this will work. We are still using rubies. Oh, I didn't actually put sapphires in here, did I? I thought I did, but apparently I didn't. So we'll just do that. We'll configure 64. Perfect. And yeah, let's just get to Mekanism as quick as possible. What do we need to do to get into Mekanism? Well, first things first, we need an infuser. A metallurgic infuser. Let's actually just plop this down here. And basically, let's look at what we need. So, we want to get enrichment chambers and crushers, right? All right, so we'll need to get the enrichment chamber, hopefully a factory sooner or later, but we're going to need to get steel. And steel is actually a bit tedious to craft because you need to get steel dust, which is enriched iron, and coal. Enriched iron is iron ingots and coal. So let's look into getting this, right? So let's get some coal and let's get some iron dust. We actually have plenty of iron dust downstairs, actually, that we can just go snag real quick here. All right, so just 4 things of this. That should work. And some coal, which should be over here. All right, let's get to going on this. So we're going to toss in 8 blocks. So that'll give us quite a bit of that. And then in here, or no, it's iron ingots. So let's actually smelt this up real quick. And I took out the upgrades out of this. So let's just throw those back in there. All right, so we've got a stack in here already. Let's just toss these in here. And this will start working. We can actually smack this a little bit. All right, and then of course we'll take that stack of enriched iron, throw it back in, which will then give us everything we really need, which is steel dust. Then we can smelt the steel dust and get steel. Getting a stack or 2 of this is probably not the worst idea. All right, so we're already out of coal. So let's actually just throw a stack of 16 in here. What am I doing? Math, difficult. There we go, 16. But hopefully, this will actually allow for us to get, just in general, more resources, because if we use the enrichment chamber on things like the ancient debris, which is what we're going to use most of this on, most of the enrichment chambers on is ancient debris, that will allow for us to just then have scrap all of that stuff, netherite out of the wazoo. So that'll be absolutely fantastic, right? All right, I think we'll hold off on any of this for a second here. We've got 2 stacks of steel dust. So I think the enrichment chamber and the crusher. Or no, I don't know if we need the crusher anymore, right? Because we have the actual crusher guy. Somebody did say that there is a way to combine ores back into, or raw back into ores. But I think they said dust, which is actually not possible. You need 8 raw iron to get back to that state, right? So that's not going to be a valid thing. I would love to be able to do 8, but we don't have a guarantee of 8 every time. So that's out of the option. So we're just going to be getting the enrichment chamber. And we'll need a smelting factory. So the enrichment chamber, if we actually look at the recipes here, there is, let's see if I can find it. Actually, let's just look this up here. So, netherite scrap. Netherite scrap. You have this dirty netherite scrap, which comes from the crusher. Okay, so this is where the crusher comes from. So we actually do need a crusher. Just wanted to make sure. Then we get dirty netherite scrap, which then can be converted from an enrichment chamber into the netherite scrap. So we're basically tripling our output, Okay, that's what we want to do there. And we can actually start just crafting up some of this stuff. So we need basic control circuits, which is osmium. So osmium and redstone. All right, so redstone, osmium. I'm going to let this go. We're going to get some basic control circuits. And I think, yeah, the basic crushing factory, I think we can go up to that for now. Same thing with the enrichment factory. And then we'll kind of wait on the purification, or on anything higher than that. The purification, something completely different. I don't know why I was like about to say purification. But yeah, be right back. Alrighty, so I've grabbed, I think, almost everything I need to get some stuff done here. First things first, let's get the enrichment factory and crusher down. So this is going to be a single kind of unit that we need for netherite. And actually, let's push this over one here. So flux point, power, power. We'll get rid of that stuff, and then we'll do energy pipe. We actually need to grab a wrench or hammer here. Do this, and crusher first, crushing factory, enriching factory, and then here we're actually going to need another thing. So we're actually going to disconnect that, do this, and we're only going to whitelist ancient debris, and this will then make that. Okay, and of course you can see that there's a lot of storage inside of this thing, and that is awesome. Okay, and then we'll set the side config to clear. So left is input, right is output, auto eject on. This clear input, output. Actually, we could just do the front as output, and then grab a importer. So import bus real quick. So import bus, and then just cable. And we'll just import netherite scrap. And we'll then grab... I don't know why stone doesn't show up in my 82 system. I still haven't figured that fully out, but it's in there. It actually will let you craft with it, but I can't see it. So that's still a weird thing. Actually, let's take this out for a second so I can do that, and then cable. And of course, we'll need to grab the scrap. And then, of course, we can grab an acceleration upgrade as well. Or 3. Or all of them, because we're not going to put anything else in here, I don't think. I think that's all we want to put. Everything else is being pulled out. On this stuff actually doesn't need to be in here, really. So yeah, okay. I just wanted to see how many slots we fully needed for that. But yeah, glowstone, we'll take that all out. Okay, so basically we're kind of to the point where we could turn this on temporarily, because of course we don't have the repair system. But we would have netherite, everything that is not netherite, and ores sorted. But now we need to get the smelting. So the smelting is actually going to be the more difficult part, because we need to have this go a lot quicker than what it will currently. So let's actually auto eject on. And this actually may not pull from this inventory. So let's actually move this over. Just one here. We'll do bypass limit, chunk loading, all that jazz. And we'll grab a chest for right now on the top of this. We'll do input, output, at pipes. I could be using laser IO. I'm just not going to right now. We'll just do this. Okay. So you can see how slow this is going. And what that means is we actually need to get a speed upgrade. Okay, there are several different upgrades for Mechanism, but speed upgrades is kind of one of your basic ones. But it's redstone and iron to get infused alloy. Okay, so redstone should have some actual iron in here still. Nope, I took it all. Iron. And then we need osmium dust, which I think osmium dust can be made inside of the pulverizer. It can. Okay, and these can take up to 8 upgrades. There's also the energy upgrade that we want to get to as well. But all right, let's see here. So we've got 2 of those. This is going to take a second, so let me be right back. All right, so quickly I'm grabbing some gold dust, and that is actually because we have 2 different upgrades we can get from Mechanism. As I said, there's a few other ones, like the muffling, the gas, the anchor, but we're just going to go for speed. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then also energy, which actually looks like it has not been changed for getting the proper gold dust. Okay, so I can actually just convert, which is kind of annoying, but that's okay. Gold dust, take this, convert to Mechanism, use. We can then use this for the energy upgrades. Toss that in there, perfect. And we'll go put these downstairs. And of course, we can actually just do Mechanism, Crusher, Energizer, all of that stuff. Just mute it. Alright, so this is definitely not fast by any means, right? So what we can actually do is look at getting Mechanism's higher tiers. So upgrade, I think it's actually tier. Yeah, so they've got basic tier, advanced tier, which this is not that expensive in all honesty. We would just need more infused alloys to get a higher tier. It just gets more and more expensive as it goes up. So for example, elite is diamond dust and infused alloy, which we'll wait on for now. But we'll grab 1, 2. We'll go for an advanced tier. And basically what this will allow for is more slots in the smeltery, in the smelting factory. So if we actually right click with this, shift right click, you can see we have a few more slots, 2 more slots to be precise. And then we still have the iron. So what we're going to do with this, and this is still clearing. This is going to take a long time to clear out, by the way. This guy is not going to be able to sustain just this. He is not fast enough. So we might have to make a sacrifice and not use this guy and just go with straight up Mechanism, which I don't really want to do. I think this would be cool, but I don't think he's efficient enough to actually justify any of this. Because, I mean, what? He is doing not really that much per probably minute. Like, I don't even know what he'd be doing. But he is, I mean, he's been doing, right? Like, this is extremely a big amount. But see how much faster Mechanism is able to just output. So sooner or later, we're going to have a problem where we're not going to have any dust in here besides like once or twice, like 1 or 2 dust. And then he's over here still trying to keep up. So he may not be the best option. And I don't think I can summon a second one of these guys. I don't think. I might test that in a creative world just so I don't screw everything up. But yeah. We have this. Then what I'm going to do real quick is actually entangled block at entangled. We're going to grab an entangled block here, and we're going to grab my Entangled binder. For some reason I have 2 entangled binders. Interesting. We're just going to bind this here. And we're going to grab an importer or import bus. We're going to grab some acceleration cards as well. So put this here, put this here, and then cable. I have some on me right there. And then facade. All right. So that'll start pumping everything into the system. But I think we will replace this guy with simple ore crushing 3 times, whatever. I think I'm not opposed to that. Yeah. I mean, I would love to see that this guy would go very fast. Like, much faster. Alright. Well, with that, I'm going to wrap up this episode. So, we will get rid of this guy for now. Just because he can't keep up. I'm pretty sure there's still some stuff that he could do. If we actually look up crushers... No, I can't actually look up them. If we look up ore... I'm pretty sure there's still some stuff he should be doing. Maybe. Hey guys, here's all of the stuff they can crush. Okay. Which is a lot of stuff, apparently. So we might keep him around just for the Ad Astra ores, honestly. But I think we'll decommission him. We'll get Mekanism stuff up and going next episode. And I will be back then. Thank you guys so much for watching. This episode was kind of uneventful. Mekanism is something, it's a process to get into. And hopefully next episode we will have everything turned on. Repairers for the lamps, all of that. Good to go. We flip a lever or whatever, and it's just going, right? So that way we'll never have to worry about mining ever again unless it's like Yellorium or resonating ore or shards or whatever. But thank you guys so much for watching. Stay awesome, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye-bye!